The only time more rough than this.
God bless America. I'd say the whole thing's been about as rough as. Hey, good looking. What you got cooking?
Let me know what you guys collect as souvenirs.
Trying to toast the buns.
What is up, y'all, and welcome back to Sailing Tela. In our last video, we talked about a sailor's greatest fear at sea, the real pirates, orcas, also known as killer whales, the ocean's top predator. In today's video, we're talking sailing. Today is really calm, so it should be super easy sailing, making our way to Ibiza. But the last few days, I cannot say the same for it. So I'm going to take you back over the last few days in just this 2-minute little clip, and then I'll meet y'all right back here. Our sailing passage started out beautifully, and we were sailing along one wave at a time. Our wind ended up dying off a good bit and hung out around 2 to 3 knots of true wind speed, so we ended up having to motor a bit. But our conditions were so mild at the time that I literally did my nails on passage. A first for me aboard Tela. Things would soon take a turn and change drastically. We are currently pounding into the waves. We're going like 1 knot, 1.4 knots. Sometime around 3 a.m., we began experiencing a turned up sea state where we were beating into the waves. At times, we were only going 1 to 2 knots at a time. We are still just beating into these waves. And I did my nails, can you believe it? It was like so calm last night, and I was able to do my nails. Then after my first shift, I go to bed, Sean takes over up here, I come back up, and it's just like beating, and I'm so glad I did my nails. The only time more rough than this is when we sailed against the Gulf Stream on our way to and from Mexico. So that's the only experience worse than what we've been experiencing, since about 2:30, 3:30 a.m. last night. And it felt like we were crawling forward. This is the side of sailing that we are lucky to only experience on occasion, and it hasn't been the norm for us. Aside from that, we saw tons and tons of cargo and tanker ships passing in all directions. It started off as a pretty quiet morning. I was able to go ahead and get some of our content uploaded from our memory cards to our computer because it was just so calm. The sunrise this morning was literally stunning, gorgeous. It was just like this big ball of fire in the sky. It was crazy. Sean made us some coffee like he does every morning. Delilah girl has been fed and walked back here. Once Delilah girl does her business, I take her outdoor rug to the side of the boat where I hang it up and wash it down with a few buckets of water. And I just wanted to bring you guys along with us a little bit throughout a day of sailing, motor sailing. What ends up happening, I don't know. We are motoring with some of our mainsail out. making it there one wave at a time. We need to put up our Ibiza courtesy flag, but first I really want to clean the salt off of our windows so that we can see through them a little bit better. The way that we've just been beating into the waves every day up until now, there's just been so much water just coming right over the deck of the boat and splashing all over the windows. So now that it's calm, I'm gonna get those cleaned up.
What you gonna do, babe?
I am going to clean some windows.
All right, get after it.
We bought some courtesy flags in Bermuda that didn't have any grommets in them, so Sean is adding the grommets now to our Spanish courtesy flag.
Beautiful sunny day. Time to get up the Spanish courtesy flag, y'all.
When the sea state and conditions are right, one of the nicest places to be aboard Tela is on deck, up front, enjoying the vast ocean scenes and wind in your hair. Hey, boss man. If you could summarize the passage from Morocco to Ibiza so far, how would you put it?
Well, considering that the majority of it's been pounding dead straight into a headwind and dead against the waves, I'd say the whole thing's been about as rough as wiping your rear end with a corn cob.
Sailing in the Med so far has been completely different than what I expected, but we've only gotten just a tiny dose. But one thing that I will say that I have been loving is that at night in the Atlantic, it got freaking cold. Like, I would bundle up in anything from a hoodie all the way to like foul weather gear because I got so cold. But inside here in the Mediterranean so far, I have been so comfortable at night. It has been dreamy comfortable at night. It cools off the tiniest bit, but I think that's only because the sun is not beaming down on you. But I have been like in this spot during the day in the shade more than anything. Like when I'm not tanning, I've been like right here in this little corner just to protect myself from being so extremely hot. But I love the sun. I worship the sun. I soak up the sun. I love it, love it, love it. I'm super excited because in our next video, we will be arriving to Ibiza. And something that's funny is I always called it Ibiza, but then I watched a movie with Sean like a year ago, and the people in the movie kept calling it Ibiza, like I-B-I-T-H-A. And we're like, oh, that's different, because we had both only ever heard it called Ibiza. The girl in Miami that cuts my hair, back when we lived in Coconut Grove, she was from Spain, and she also told me that it's pronounced Ibiza. So Now we know. Y'all, it is freaking toasty down here. But it's time that we get a little something on our stomachs. So, it's so hot. We just want to keep it light. So I think we're just going to do some sort of cheese and crackers. Something simple today.
Megan, look at what you got cooking.
I'm doing easy peasy cheese and
Got
crackers.
something going on.
Alright y'all, so since starting our circumnavigation, every country we've gone to, I've been getting ankle bracelets. But I've noticed lately, because I wear them in the shower, like I wear them 24/7, so it's not like they've been getting the best care in the world, but they're small, they don't take up very much room, but I've been noticing that they've been unraveling or breaking lately, or the beads come off. So I'm curious, what different souvenir could I collect as we travel around the world that is not actually going to take up a ton of room? Let me know what you guys collect as souvenirs when you travel, or if you have any idea what I could change it from, because I'd like to have something by the time we're finished with our circumnavigation in 5 years from each place that's like memorable, but also like, okay, everywhere I go I seek out this one thing. Like it was ankle bracelets. I thought about doing postcards, also thought about doing scarves. That one so far is kind of what I'm thinking that I might do, but I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments.
What you doing, gorgeous? Soaking up some sun?
Soaking up some sun, baby. I feel like the front of me has gotten like a tan from sitting in the cockpit during this passage, but the back of me needs a little bit of a golden look, so I'm trying to soak it up.
Trying to toast the buns.
Toast the buns, yep.
God bless America.
Alright y'all, we are going to end out the video here, but first, here's a glimpse of what you're going to see in our very next video. A first-hand perspective of being a woman on a sailboat, full-time, traveling the world. I wondered what it was going to be like. I have learned throughout this lifestyle of being a woman sailor, having my own roles, and I like that Sean has his own roles. On a boat, so much more amplified. I don't really do tons of manual labor. Since we post 2 videos every week, Friday and Sunday, you are definitely going to want to subscribe to our channel if you're not already. So hit the subscribe button now. Definitely make sure to like this video if you haven't already. And like I said a little bit earlier, let me know what souvenir you think that we should start collecting as we are traveling around the world. And we will see y'all next time on Sailing Tela.